Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. For today's video, I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different than the videos I normally film on my channel. If y'all know me, I usually film like lifestyle type of videos, but I've recently posted a few book related videos on my channel that have seemed to do well, so I really wanted to film a book related video today. Also, if y'all notice, I dyed my hair dark. Let me know how y'all like it. This is like my natural color. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a reading challenge. We're going to be reading both the highest and the lowest rated books on my physical TBR. So if y'all watched my most recent video, I just redid my bookshelf, and this top right shelf here and this middle right shelf became the shelves that hold my physical TBR. So these are basically the books that we have to choose from right in through here. I've already gone ahead and looked on Goodreads. That's what I used to find the ratings for the books, and I've looked and I actually know which one is the highest and the lowest already, but I'm like debating if I already want to reveal both. I think we're gonna start out with the lowest rated book on my physical TBR, and we're gonna try it out, and then later on in the video you guys will get to see the highest rated. So out of all these options, oh, and I did exclude my classics from the ratings just because I didn't really feel like reading a classic right now, and a lot of them were rated kind of lower. So the book that's the lowest on my physical TBR right now is Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I was actually kind of shocked that this one was, to be honest. I was really excited about this book. I love the cover on it and just like the overall design. But yeah, I think, let me look at my phone real quick. I have the statistics for each book. Okay, Funny You Should Ask was rated a 3.58 stars out of 5 on Goodreads, so still pretty high given, you know, it could have been like a 2 or something. I still have high hopes for this book, and I hope y'all do too. So let's go ahead and get started. I kind of don't know exactly what this book is about. I think it kind of follows like a then and now time plot. Then and now time plot, whatever. But I really kind of don't know all the details about it. I'm pretty sure it's a romance, but that's pretty much all I know. So let's go ahead and start with Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I'm gonna sit here, read this, and we'll come back once we have a little bit of updates for ya. Alright, I've reached chapter 2, I think. Yeah, chapter 2. I'm moving to the comfy chair downstairs because I want a change of scenery. Okay, so I've been reading Funny You Should Ask. I've gotten to page 40, which is in the middle of chapter 2. I've barely gotten anywhere, but I feel like I have some revelations about this book and like where it's going and what it kind of reminds me of. Because I read, what's it called? Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid a while ago, and it kind of like reminds me of this in a way, like the celebrities, their drama, their like lifestyle. Because our main character, well, basically we have a main character. She is interviewing this celebrity. That's kind of what we know so far. We're kind of a little bit limited, but the vibe that he's giving is like typical celebrity, like famous, hot, whatever. And then she's kind of like, this part doesn't remind me of Malibu Rising, but she's kind of like a little bit like quirky and awkward, you would say. I don't know how I feel so far. I'm kind of like about it, but I don't think I'm far enough in to really make a decision, so we're just gonna continue reading, and I'll come back probably once I have like a better update. Also, I really like the way there's news articles thrown in the story here and there. Like instead of a chapter, it'll just be a news article of like the current events that the characters are going through. Particularly the famous guy. What is his name? Gabe, I think? Yeah, pretty much he flirts with everybody. Everybody thinks he's the hottest man on earth, but he also has a way of paying attention to things that I think is really interesting. Yeah, anyway, I don't think I'm far enough in this book to really make any judgments about it so far, so we're gonna continue on. Also, sorry the lighting is like mid. Okay, the sun is going down, and you know how it is, daylight savings. We're gonna continue reading, and we'll get back to you. Alright, so last night I was reading more of Funny You Should Ask. What page did I get to? 128, which I would say is pretty good actually. I'm about a third of the way through probably. And I've come to a little bit more of a conclusion of what I actually think about this book. So it does remind me a lot of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books in a way, as far as the way that she talks about Hollywood mostly, just the way she describes their lifestyles, kind of how they interact with each other, what they think about, just like the fame that they seem to crave so much. I can definitely see that in our male main character in this book, and then with our female main character, what is her name? Oh, I can never remember people's names, that's the problem. Oh, his name's Gabe. What's her name? Her name is Connie, I think is how you say it. Connie? Channy? But anyway, the premise of this book is kind of it following a dual now and then timeline. She is pretty much a writer of celebrity drama. I don't know what that's called exactly, but she's pretty much hired to interview our celebrity movie star Gabe in the story, in which she will turn around and write a profile, kind of like paparazzi style in a way. I will say, so far I'm not like entirely interested in the story so far. Like, it's interesting, it's quick, it's, I would say honestly, just like a quick turnaround book to read whenever you're in more of a slump and you just need something quick to get through. It's funny, it's simple. I don't know that it's gonna be really memorable for me just yet, but also I'm only a third of the way through, so we will see where this book takes me. Anyway, I'm gonna get back into reading this, so let's get started. So I was trying to think of what it was called. It reminds me of Taylor Jenkins Reid's book, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, as far as like the interviewee kind of style it goes with. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. If you enjoyed that book, it gives similar vibes, only the main character doesn't strike me as being as intelligent as the main character in The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I mean, like the interviewer, I don't know, she's just like a lot more quirky and obsessed with the man that she's interviewing, and sometimes in a way it's like, okay girl, like you don't know him like that, what are you doing? But I get it, it's part of what the like, he's a celebrity, she's obsessed with him kind of trope, so we'll see where it goes. Okay, I'm on page 148. I fear I can see exactly where this is going. I'm not even halfway. We'll see. I fear I'm predicting this right now, but I'm kind of determined to keep reading and see if I'm right. Alright, I've officially finished Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I'm a little bit conflicted on how I feel about this book, to be honest. I like the character development that especially Gabe had throughout the story. Even a little bit of Connie's character development was there slightly. I do feel like she was a little bit dramatic throughout the entire thing, but also that's kind of just her character. Still, I feel this reminds me of a Taylor Jenkins Reid's book, just like with the Hollywood and the fame and all that. Honestly, the romance was kind of not there for me. It seemed like, you know, they fell in love with each other after like 2 days of spending time with each other, and then 10 years passed, and then somehow they're still in love with each other even after they were both married, and it's just like, I couldn't really see it, to be honest. It got to the end and I was like listening to the audiobook on my phone while I was reading it, because in a way it was like I was kind of getting bored of it, but I wanted to keep reading it for the sake of this video. If it wasn't for this video, I probably would have put it down and started reading something else. Overall though, it was pretty entertaining. It was a quick read. I liked Ollie. He was a good, sweet character. I don't really see the friendship with Connie and him. I feel like there wasn't really a reason for it to be as strong as it was implied. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused because people seem to like it, but also I'm like, I don't know, it needed more for me. It seemed kind of insta-lovey on all aspects. I think I'm gonna settle on a 2.5 stars for now, just because it was really quick and easy to get through. Something to pick up to read if you want something simple, doesn't require too much brain power, just like entertaining, honestly. I would recommend it, but otherwise, if you're wanting like a deep, character-driven love story, I wouldn't say so. Anyway, so that includes the reading of the lowest rated book on my physical TBR. We're gonna get into the highest rated book now. I'm really excited. Alright y'all, we're at the point in the video where we finished Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. At this point, we're gonna choose the book on my shelf with the highest rating on Goodreads. Out of all of the books, the highest rated book on Goodreads on my physical TBR is none other than Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. How many of y'all guessed that? To be honest, like, I kind of could have guessed it. This book is really popular on TikTok and like literally everywhere right now. I don't know why. This is like the first book in a fantasy series. I don't really know exactly. I kind of had tried to stay away from all of the spoilers and stuff regarding this book. So all I know is it kind of follows like a trials, and then this girl is having to go through trials. I really don't know. I'm kind of going into this book blind, but I'm really excited given how high people have rated it. Also, my book is really unique because it has this like beautiful sprayed edges with like dragons on there. Isn't that so pretty? I was waiting to get this book because I hate hardback books. Because it was a new release, it didn't come out in paperback yet. But I found this one in a store, and so I had to get it. Sprayed edges were just the cherry on top for me. I love the way this cover looks. It's so beautiful. I've been reading the beginning of Fourth Wing. Where am I at, bro? Literally barely in. Can y'all see that? Like barely in. I'm on page 26. Barely into the story at all. There's like 400 pages in this book or something like that, like over 400 pages. I've decided that I want to get out of the house for a little bit, so we're gonna go get a smoothie and probably sit somewhere and read this. First beginning impressions of the book. It seems so easy to follow along with the storyline so far. Like the world building, at least within this first chapter, like I was able to get it so quick, like know what's going on. They're going to a trial, not like a trial, but like some kind of like competition with dragons, blah blah, whatever. We don't really know exactly what yet, but I feel that it'll be really easy to grasp what's going on with the plot line. Usually whenever you read a fantasy book, it's kind of harder to, like the world building is a little bit harder to grasp in the very beginning, and so you have to read it slower, but like I've been able to read this really quickly and understand what's going on, so that's exciting. Always love a plot line that's easy to follow in the beginning and it's not really confusing, which is really what I need, honestly. After reading that other book, it's like been a lot of reading today, so excited about this one. Let's go get a smoothie or something and get this reading going. Alright y'all, I decided to get Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna show y'all what I got just for funsies. Of course we've got fries. These are fresh too. Oh, it's like 3 o'clock. What the heck? And then I got, I think it's 6 nuggets, or is it 8? I don't remember which one I get. It's on the app. I just put my meal. I got a large sweet tea. I also got a chocolate chip cookie. Slay. Okay, I've just reached the end of chapter 1, in which we've literally just met Xaden already. Is that how you say his name? Hold up. Yeah, Xaden. It's like X-A-D-E-N. But tell me why we've already met him. And they're enemies right now. Just from how I've heard other people that have read this book describe him. This isn't a spoiler, by the way, okay? It's totally in the first chapter. But I'm just excited to see where this goes. Huh? Oh my gosh. Whoa, why is there so much action already? That's literally crazy. Hello. Can you see that? I'm on chapter 3. Oh, what is this book? Oh, I think I've kind of had it with sitting here. I think I'm gonna go to Target because I want to go look for a new book. Okay, don't kill me. Let's go to Target. Everyone, so I've been reading a little bit more of Fourth Wing. I'm currently on page 140, chapter 11, or according to Goodreads, 27% of the way done. I don't really know that I explained fully the premise of this book. Basically, we're following our main character, Violet. She's 20 years old and she's off to join the college in this world. Basically, the college has 4 different quadrants that you can pick to go into, I guess, for like your career or the rest of your life or whatever. I know 2 of the quadrants. One is the writer's quadrant, which involves like writing dragons and I guess like fighting battles and war and everything. And then there's the scribe quadrant, which is basically following kind of the intelligent people, I guess. And like, I don't really know exactly what that one consists of. Basically, Violet's mother is one of the commanding generals for the writer's quadrant. And so she's kind of forcing her into the writer's quadrant in a way, even though Violet clearly wants to be part of the scribe quadrant. The way her relationship with her mother was described in the beginning of this book, like the very beginning, I was like, whoa, what what mother talks to her child like that? What is this? It was a little jarring, but I found the beginning of this book extremely easy to follow. The world building was like, I feel that you grasp it so easily and it's so easy to follow along with what's happening. It's not anything that requires like too much paying attention to in order to understand what's going on. Basically, whenever they arrive to the college, they're to go through this series of trials that determine if they're worthy, I guess, of becoming a rider of one of the dragons. And I guess that's kind of the premise of what the story is following. I don't know if that's going to be how it is throughout the entire book, but that's kind of what they're doing right now. I'm enjoying kind of the banter between the different contestants, I guess you could say, as they compete through the trials. It's really interesting. Pretty much Violet is a really kind of like meek, she's very small and kind of frail, and so it's following her trials and tribulations as she goes through these trials. Also, Xaden, they're enemies right now, but just from what I've heard, I don't know. I can see the way that he like lightly can care. Also, what's that other guy's name? Dane, her childhood friend. I also love like the friendships that Violet has developed throughout meeting her peers. I'm gonna continue on. Like I said, I'm on page 140. I guess 141. I'm at the start of chapter 11. Bro, hello, I'm in the middle of chapter 16, page 192 of my copy. There's no way right now. I'm actually like so in shock. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Huh? What the heck? I just finished chapter 16. Oh my gosh. What's going on? I mean, I kind of could see that, but also, whoa, that just like solidifies things. Okay, wow. Okay, I'm gonna take a little break because that was crazy. Who's texting? Anyway, I'll probably see y'all tomorrow because that was a lot. I'm really enjoying this book. It's really good so far. Much better than the lowest rated book for any you should ask. I'm just like, I'm in shock. Wow, good morning. It's a new day. I currently have about 30 minutes to read a bit of this book before I have to go into work today. So I really want to get a little bit of reading done before. I want to talk about a bit what I read last night. So I got to page 272 in the middle of chapter 22. A lot of twos, interesting. I'm really enjoying the progression of her as a character, just realizing that she's stronger than she actually thinks she is. I'm enjoying it. Also, all of the talk about the dragons, just like the facts behind them, obviously in this fantasy story, is really interesting, just getting to learn kind of like the world building behind that, and just like how the magic system works in the world. So let's go ahead and get reading while we can. Whoa! Oh my gosh. No way. No way! I knew this was gonna happen, but whoa. Okay. What? Oh my gosh. What? Be so for real, this dude, oh my gosh. But also, I can't even say anything, I can't spoil this. No. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Okay. I have to go to work now, but I'll see y'all later. Alright, y'all. It's been a few days later. I'm still reading this book, but I'm now at page 404 or chapter 32. I feel like I can kind of see a little bit where the story is progressing. Something deeper is going on that we don't know about yet, and it's kind of like got me trying to guess what's going on and what's kind of building underneath kind of the surface level trials. I'm really enjoying the characters and their relationships together. The morally gray, it's really there. I will say throughout a lot of the middle part of this story, I was a little bit bored at times. It's like interesting kind of the world building and like obviously figuring out what exactly the dragons do, why they're there, more kind of into the logistics of the college, what they're doing, why they do what they do. Some parts of it dragged a little bit for me, but I know everyone has been talking about this book simply for the ending. The ending of this book seems to intrigue everyone that reads it, so I'm really excited to see how that plays out for me. I've been trying to kind of guess exactly what's gonna happen, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared it's gonna break my heart, but we're gonna see. The development of the main character in the story has been really intriguing to see as well. I'm like trying to develop theories, but I don't want to guess them for myself and then not be as interested with the ending knowing that I guessed it, so I'm like trying to just read the story and be involved with it and just be present with the story in a way, but I don't know, it's like becoming a game in my head to try to guess what's gonna happen. I don't know why I do that, but yeah, if you can see where I am in the story, I'm literally getting so close to the end. I've been listening to a little bit of it on the audiobook on my phone. If you don't know, this book is on Spotify. If you have Spotify Premium, it's one of the free audiobooks on there with that. So I've been listening to that a little bit just to kind of get through the middle of this book because, like I said, parts of it were dragging for me. So I was like doing laundry while I was listening to it, driving, whatever. But I don't know, that kind of got me a little bit back into it in a way. I will say the chapters of this book are really long. If you don't like a long chapter, maybe not this book, but parts of them are broken up. Like there'll be like a little divide in the chapter every now and then, and I think that helps sometimes because the chapters can take like 20 to 30 minutes to get through for me personally. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna continue reading. I'm not sure if I'll give y'all any updates or if we're just gonna do kind of a big conclusion at the end of this book, but we're gonna see. Thanks everyone for watching, and let's continue on. Okay, I have, I think, about 10 pages left. I feel like I kind of predicted this ending a little bit, somewhat. Like, obviously, you can't know exactly what's gonna happen, but, like, I've been trying to closely pay attention to everything going on in the story, and I feel like I could have seen this coming. We're gonna see what happens in the last pages. Let's keep going. Oh my gosh. Wait. I'm on the last page, okay? I'm on the last page. Bro, part of me knew it, okay? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's no way. Wow. Okay, now I can see exactly where the next books are going. Oh my gosh. That's literally crazy. What the heck? Alright, y'all. I'm here to talk about my final thoughts and opinions on Fourth Wing. Wow, this book was really good. I'm so glad I did this reading challenge of reading the highest and lowest book on my physical TBR because otherwise I probably wouldn't have picked this book up just yet. Just because I am in the middle of the Throne of Glass series right now, and so I figured picking up another fantasy might not be the best thing. But, however, I'm so incredibly glad that I picked this book up. It was so good. Man, I can't believe I thought that was gonna happen at the end, but I wasn't entirely sure. That was just so good. For real, like, now that I finished this, I can definitely feel like I can tell where the next books in the series are going, and honestly, I am intrigued to read them. I know Iron Flame is out right now, and then there's another one that's coming out this year, I believe. This book got so much hype online, and honestly, I don't blame the people for giving it this much hype. It was really, really good. I love the characters, I love the dragons, I love the relationships, I love the setting, the story. Like I was saying, the middle was kind of dragging on a bit, just with like the buildup of the world building and everything. I understand it to a certain extent. This is kind of a longer book, but the ending started to pick up pretty fast, and I was really glad for that. I pretty much read the ending in one setting, sitting here and just reading it. It was really, really good. I'm not sure if it's like what it is exactly that has people in such a grip with this book. Maybe it's the dragons, like their personalities and just the way that they interact with their writers and everyone else. I love it. I don't know. Overall, my thoughts on this, I'm not entirely sure what rating I want to give this. I'm thinking probably a 4.5 star, just because I'm not entirely sure that it was exactly a 5-star. Like I was saying, a little bit of it was kind of predictable to me. Not really. It was still a really good story overall. And then the setting of like the academic college was unique for me. I don't usually read a lot of books like that, especially in fantasy, so I found it really interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna settle on a 4.5 for now, I think, and I'm really, really happy that I read this book. Alrighty, y'all, now I want to talk about a few spoilers for Fourth Wing, okay? So skip to this time stamp on the screen if you haven't read this book, because I really don't want to be the cause of it. If you're just listening to this video in the background, please skip this part if you have not read Fourth Wing, okay? I'm spoiling it. Skip to this timestamp on the screen right now, okay? 3, 2, 1. Please skip if you have. Alright, I want to go through a few of my spoiler thoughts and opinions on this book because wow, did I have a lot. Okay, Dane, from the very beginning, I was like, okay, I kind of shipped him with her over Xaden. Personally, that was kind of my opinion on them. But then as soon as he started to get kind of that overbearing, obviously I was like, okay, he needs to go. Get this man out of here. Something is amiss with him and I could feel it. Just the way that he's like a little bit too involved with the rules. You could kind of tell that, like, especially as suspicious as the mom was acting, you kind of tell that something was amiss with him, like wanting to be so particular following the rules. And then obviously me kind of knowing that Xaden is the main love interest of the story, him being from the rebellion side, obviously you know something's amiss with it, all that. So just watching that unfold, I was like, wow, this is gonna be a lot deeper than I thought. And so, oh my goodness, especially like with the next book coming up, I can just see where this is going. I have a feeling Violet's gonna join the rebellion side. Obviously Xaden, Brennan, that was crazy at the end. Can we talk about that? Oh my gosh. I am not too sure about Mira, just because she kind of did give me those rule following vibes. I feel like she's probably gonna stick on the mom's side in the coming up books. We will see. I don't know. I haven't read it yet, obviously. Some things that I loved. What was that dragon's name? What's her name? Adriana? And Darna, the little dragon, the little golden one. Oh my gosh. She was so cute. I wanted to take her and hold her for my own. She's so precious. Also, why did I think, Loki, that she was gonna be Violet's dragon from the beginning whenever they were first trying to find a pair? I was like, ain't no way, like, she's small like Violet's small and so they're gonna be a pair. But then obviously Taryn came in and it was like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense, because obviously Violet's gonna be this powerful figure. I don't know. That part was interesting to me, and I liked the way that that was resolved, because it was obvious that Andarna was gonna play a part in the series. I just wasn't sure exactly what. Also, can we talk about Liam at the end? That was heartbreaking, okay? Like, why was I about to cry reading that part? Oh my gosh. Like, why was she not afraid to kill him off? That was alarming. Jack deserved to go. Good riddance. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me on this reading challenge. I'm really, really glad that I decided to film this video because I read 2 very, very good books out of it. Obviously, I do prefer Fourth Wing a little bit more, but I'm not mad about either book that I read. I think they were both really good, and obviously they cater to a little bit of a different audience for each one. So I hope maybe this video gave you some recommendations or just some entertainment. Subscribe to see more videos from me, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys!
Illusion.